This episode of Speak Now, Hold Your Peace is brought to you in part by Green Sister Botanicals, plant-based hair and body care. Visit greensister.com for your hair and body care needs.
She's good. She's good.
Every time there's a shooting, people are saying, we need more gun control.
That's just human nature.
Welcome to Speak Now, Hold Your Peace, a live broadcast with real conversations about community social issues, politics, business, health, self-care, and more. We broadcast live on the Speak Now, Hold Your Peace Facebook group and the Speak Now, Hold Your Peace YouTube channel. And now, here's your host, Say What I Feel, Dre.
Welcome to Speak Now, Hold Your Peace. I'm Say What I Feel, Dre. And tonight, there's been a slight change in plans for those who saw the advertisement and promotion that I had earlier. It's been changed, and I apologize for that. But I think tonight's going to be a pretty good topic. I'm not going to be long because this is meant to be like a real short episode. So I want to talk about the topic and the title of the show is the ATL on the West Coast gets a reminder of what true hip hop really is. Now, before I get into this episode, I was doing this solo, and I had an opportunity. You were gonna have an opportunity to log in and come on the show, which maybe you will, because I have a guest right now that's waiting in the wings in the green room. But before I get into all of that, I want to say this before we get into the show. When it comes to Facebook inspired, like something that happened with Facebook inspired me to do this. Even though I got to cancel, I was just going to cancel it. But then I was like, let me just do this to set the record straight. I got a Facebook post, right? And I did a Facebook post. The Facebook post says, basically, I want to show it to you. But what I want to say is that, people on Facebook, they read posts, and then some of them will read it in its entirety and actually read it. Some of them will read it but have their own thoughts as they read it. And then you got the ones who read maybe the first line, second line, and then just stop reading the rest and want to comment on or change what the actual content says. They want to make it into what they own. If I do, and I've been a victim of this. If I say the sky is blue, somebody will come on there and be like, how can you say that? Like, how can you say the sky is blue when it's blue? How can you say? Like, let me give a perfect example. How can you say the sky is blue when the blue is a good color? How can you not like the color blue? So I'll say the sky is blue. They'll come on there and say something like, how can you not like the blue skies? I said nothing about not liking the blue sky. All I said was the sky is blue. Get it? Blue. But anyway, so they just turned it into something else. If I say, I'm not really big on hamburgers. I'm not really big on eating hamburgers. Why are you telling everybody not to eat hamburgers? Everybody's different. So it's just like you taking what I say. People take what I say and they just change it to what they want. And I'm saying all of this because it's related to it's related to something that's related. It's related to something that happened that's related to verses. If you can catch on. So I'm gonna show you this post. Let me get it right here. All right. So this is what I post. Right. It says, let me make this bigger too, because I want everybody to see it. I love my boy Drew. That's my man, my mellow. We grew up together. But let me let you see this post. So I posted. It says, last night, New York showed ATL and the West Coast what true hip hop is. Learn from it. So I get a response from Drew that says, dude, No one says that hip hop doesn't come from New York, but everything changes. The style of hip hop changes. That's the beauty of it. Don't down the South because they and the West Coast have heavy hitters. Let's dissect this, man. All right, let's dissect this here. Dave, I'm coming, Dave. I know. Let me just dissect this real quick. I'm coming, brother. So let's dissect this here. It says, dude, no one says that hip hop doesn't come from New York. Somebody in this post, please tell me where it says in my post where it says, I said anything remotely close to that. Did I say something like that somebody from the South told me that hip hop was from the South? I didn't say nothing like that. So he's saying his first line is saying that that I'm saying that somebody said hip hop is started in the South or comes from the South. I said nothing like that. So this particular first line here, I don't understand why he even said that. And that's what I was talking about. People read your posts and they dissect it to whatever they want. Anything they want to change it to, that's what they do. In this case, it had to be that, because I said nothing about hip hop coming from the South or anything like that. I said nothing about that. So this is what I mean by people. They just, they read stuff and they just want to turn it into whatever. Like, and I get this all the time, particularly from the same people. Like it's like they're waiting for me to post something, and it's like no matter what time it is, I see them like this at a computer all the time, just nervous, waiting for Andre to post something. As soon as I do post something, ding, and then they just respond like you dying to. I don't know if they dying to prove me wrong. It's in sports. It's in anything I talk about, social issues. They are just dying to clap back. Ding, Andre wrote a post. I gotta, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm on somebody's mind like that, y'all might need to do something else with your time. But anyway, so the first line, I have no idea why he said that. Drew, I love you, my brother, you my man and all, but I didn't say anything about somebody telling me that hip hop came from the South. He said, but everything changes. I agree with him 100%. Right. The style of hip hop changes. I agree with you, my brother, 100% on that. That's the beauty of it. Absolutely. That's the beauty of it. Most people see that's the beauty of it. And it is to some people. Like I guess it is beautiful or whatever. It says, the next line, don't down the South because they and the West Coast had heavy hitters. I'm not down in the South. All I was saying was that last night, New York showed the West Coast and the ATL what true hip hop is. And look, that was just my opinion. That's just my opinion. The rap down in the South, the Southern rap and all of that. And don't get me wrong, there's some rappers, some old school rappers from the South, they just heavy hitters, like he said. They the truth. But all that mumbling, like that's for me. It is, y'all call it hip hop, like, and I understand it's part of the hip hop culture. So yeah, and technically it is hip hop for me. And this is just my opinion, y'all. It's just my opinion. Whoever's watching, you can come at me whatever you want, but I might ignore you. But that's not rap to me. Like, just think about it. Just think about you going into a club, right? They playing Eric B for president, whatever. And then they just, all of a sudden, they drop this song. What? You gonna keep dancing? You can't even dance to that stuff, let alone mix it. Half that stuff, you just gotta drop it. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean by true hip hop. Some true hip hop, like some flow, some lines that connect. Like, it's the flow of it. These days, it's just too many people. It's just like that Southern rap. It's just singing. It's just and don't get me wrong. West Coast. Let's talk about the West Coast. Dre, Snoop. Like I'm not saying West Coast don't have heavy hitters. They damn sure do. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm talking more about today's music with the mumbling and all of that. Everybody thinks ATL is the hip hop spot for hip hop, and the hip hop music in the ATL. To me, the hip hop music in ATL is whack. People, you watch these awards and these whack rappers be on there, and people in the audience be dancing. I really think they just be dancing, acting like they really like that music because they on camera. I don't think they really like it. You on camera, you just can't sit. Just can't sit there. I would though, just like this. When something moves me, then I'll get up and start dancing, or I'll clap my hands and all of that stuff. But that music in the South, and it's just my opinion again. I'm not saying I'm right. Just my opinion. The music in the South, that mumbling music is whack, it's corny, and it gets no love. Like, no love from me anyway. Just whack. So that's what I meant by this post. Last night, New York showed ATL and the West Coast what true hip hop really is. Learn from it. You know what I'm saying? These last two versus battles with, Jada Kiss and Dipset and Fat Joe and Ja Rule, that was some entertainment. That was entertainment and some true hip hop. That new school stuff is just whack. It's just whack. So I just wanted to bring that to the table. That's what inspired me to do this episode. So you can join the show, but I have somebody on here now. But when you want to join the show, you can just dial in, and I'll try to get you in here. So let me go to my guest. I want to talk about the show, the versus battle last night. But let me go to my guest here that I have. Y'all seen him before. The man I must pay to be on the show. I got my man David. Brother, let me put in my headphones, brother, so I don't get no feedback. Hold up. Let me just put in my headphones, man. My man.
All right, hold on. Testing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. I can hear you. I'm just putting in my
good
headphones.
stuff.
Hold up. There we go. All right. I can hear you good, brother.
Hey, listen, Drake. First off, I just want to say you sound like a bitter old man.
I get tired.
I need to hear you say just once, "Get off my lawn." Come on, just say it once. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
There you go. That needs to be a sound bite.
Oh, but look, man, I'm just like, man, I sometimes it get aggravating, man. It's like people just waiting for me to post stuff, like, so they can. I don't get it. It's beneath me, and I don't even know why I'm addressing it. But anyway,
well, you see, you need to understand that you're basically a media personality, Dre. So even though you're doing the podcast once a week, people follow you. They follow you on Facebook. They follow your YouTube page. You got a whole bunch of things going on. So take it as a compliment. But
yeah, I guess so.
Specifically, you have to understand that hip hop is deeply personal for everybody.
Right.
Everybody reps where they're from. Nobody really listens to hip hop unless they have some type of personal connection to it. The only people who don't have personal connection to it are people who live out in the Midwest and they can't say nothing. I mean, people from Chicago, they got house music. They can't originate nothing in hip hop. But whether you from the West Coast, you from the ATL, or you from New York, that's the trifecta of hip hop, right? You got all these different styles that basically originated in each different part of the country, and everybody's going to feel that their style is the best. So don't take it personal. That being said, best style in the house. New York hip hop is always the best.
Damn right it is. Damn right. So David, I know you didn't get a chance to look at it, right? But let me just go over some of the stuff that happened last night. I'm gonna jump right into Ashanti. Like, my wife knows that I got this crush on Jennifer Lopez. Like, she's one of my number ones. She dropped to about 3, right?
Okay. Again with the old man references. That's all. Go ahead.
So she dropped to 3. So I'm trying to think who went up to number 1. I don't think I had none.
Who's your top three now?
I'm not saying that. Look. I can't think right now, but I know Ashanti moved up in the ranks based on last night, right?
Okay.
So I want to talk about Ashanti, I think it was nice. I think it was. I really was feeling that for the first time we had an artist, a guest artist that played both sides of each rapper. You know, like Ashanti did. She did some jams with Ja Rule, and then she did a jam with Joe Crack, right? So I don't think we ever seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen like somebody come out and have songs with both of them and actually did them. So I thought that was cool. But Ashanti, she puts on the show, man. Like, and I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, I was like, you know what? Ashanti gonna move up to my number 2, maybe probably my number 2. Cause she
okay, so hold on. Is this a new variation of the top 5? You know, it's not top 5 rappers.
No, man.
I'm not sure what exactly the qualifications here. Because hold on a second. I know you're not talking about singing because mentioning J-Lo and Ashanti in the same breath, you know, they're just women. I mean, J-Lo can't sing. We can all agree on that.
No, this is my crush. My wife says my top crush. My wife says your crush. You know, she knows Jennifer Lopez. That drop. Now I'm talking about my little celebrity crushes. That's what I'm talking about. My friend,
and I guess Halle Berry's out of the running.
She is way out. She's been out for years anyway.
Okay. Because you were really looking like the old guy. But go ahead.
She's been out for years, man. But look, this is a friendly celebrity crush, people. Friendly celebrity crush. I am a married man. I love my wife. Wouldn't leave her for nothing. I don't care who got in front of my face. But this is a fun celebrity crush. Ashanti moved up. I just want everybody to know that it has nothing to do with like I just want y'all to know that she moved up last night. I really liked she performed last night too, bro. Like I wish you saw it, man. I wish you saw it. Anybody saw it?
Okay, but you're dodging the question, Dre. I still need to hear your top 3.
My top 3 what?
I mean, you know,
Crushes?
Ashanti moved up. Who's the other 2? Is J-Lo at 3? I mean, who's number 1? I mean, inquiring minds want to know.
Regina
King?
No. Stop.
Regina Bell? I mean, who?
Okay. You really don't know? You don't know?
Okay. I'm drawing a blank.
Think about it, brother. Think about it. Think hard.
Regina. Okay. I'm Googling now.
Please get it right.
Hall.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She's my number 1. Okay. She's my number 1. Yeah, she's my number 1.
Really?
Yeah, I like Regina Hall. It's not all about it's a personality. I like who she is. She's just cool. I like her.
Okay. All right.
I can't wait to hear yours, but we can talk about that. So Regina, then we got.
I don't think Vernell has anything to worry about.
Whatever. Ashanti, you know, she moved up. She'll probably drop again. You know, but you know, great performance. Like I said, J-Lo might have moved down. I have to get back with you on 3 because
let's get back to the topic at hand.
All right, so yeah, let's get back. So
let's get back to the topic at hand.
Okay, so look, it's the top. I think I might just go off the topic because I honestly think like let me stay on the top. Hold up.
Let's stay on topic. Your producer just called in. He's waving in the background. He's like, get back on point.
All right, so I want to talk about the verses real quick. I want to keep talking about the verses, and then with the hip hop stuff, the South and all that. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I kind of mistitled this, but I want to talk about the verses. Remy Ma, she still has it, brother. Like she still has it, man. Like. She came out there and she ripped it. Like, I was up dancing. Usually it's Vernell that's up dancing. I'm just chilling, like bopping. But yeah, man, she came out and ripped it. I was just feeling it. Great performance by Remy Ma. Fat Joe and Ja Rule, they were going at it, man. Like, they were going at it 100%. Do you think Ja Rule has, like, a lot of stage presence?
Not from what I know what you're getting at, but I don't know if we're talking about him versus Ja Rule. Of course, I didn't see it, but neither one are ones that they both put me to sleep when you look at their show. I mean, it remind me of EPMD back in the day. Yeah, they got hits, but man, they can put you to sleep unless they got some dancers up there or something.
So last night, I agree, Ja Rule, for me, he doesn't have that much, to me, that stage presence. But last night, I give him an A. I give him an A+, man. He was hyped up. He had me hyped up. Like he was just going and going.
Well, I think you guys are the same age, so he's probably rested up since he ain't had a hit in years. So
there you go, and that's another thing. So here's another thing. Let me tell you, they was talking about Fat Joe kept coming at him saying stuff like that. You ain't had a hit in years and this and that. So Ja Rule came up there and said it straight. He was like, look, those type of songs are called classics. You see what I'm saying? Those classics. So for me, it didn't matter if he ain't have a hit yesterday. Those joints he was playing was classics, man. That's like saying if Jay-Z and Biggie, God forbid, if he was still alive and he came on there and hit some of his old stuff, they classics, man. Some of those classics will outdo this new stuff any given day. And in fact, Fat Joe was doing some of his old stuff too. So I don't know why he kept saying stuff about you ain't had a hit in this amount of years. So
well, for full disclosure, I'm going to tell you, Fat Joe and it to me was never really on the level of Ja Rule anyway. I mean, Ja Rule had definitely more crossover appeal. He had a more distinctive style. Fat Joe, sometimes he gets confused with a bunch of other people. Big Pun.
Yeah, I always do that. Yeah, I always do that, man.
Anytime that you get confused with somebody else just based on looks alone, you ain't got a brand. So I would caution Fat Joe to be making any types of cracks on anybody's lack of hits. Ja Rule got hits.
Right. So and who else was on there? Little Mo was on there, and Vita. They came out to do a track with Ja Rule.
Okay.
Vita, I ain't seen her in a while. So she came
I haven't heard
out.
that name in a minute.
Yeah, it was interesting, man. It was a nice track they did last night, man. But I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed every minute of that verses. I did.
Well, they say the verses is probably the best thing to come out of COVID. So
yeah, and now they're selling tickets, so now you can actually go. So I guess you gotta be checked and all that other stuff, and and that's fine. But yeah, now they're selling tickets, so they're making a lot of money. They, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, they created something that's going to set the probably, if they weren't already, set them for life. They making big money doing all of that, and they paying the people that's participating. So I'm cool with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, man, Timbaland's always been behind the scenes anyway. One of the best producers. I mean, so many classic beats that he made. So he gonna adjust and adapt anyway. So good for him.
Yeah. So I want to talk about. I said this ain't gonna be a long show, but I want to talk about. Do you agree with this statement, man? With the title, do you agree that? Not this title, but do you agree with my post that says New York showed ATL and West Coast a reminder of what true hip hop is? I should have kept the West Coast out, because the West Coast, and this is just my opinion, Snoop and all that. I think that's real hip hop, and I think that stuff in the ATL, like everybody's, and I say that because everybody's bragging about.
Okay, but hold on, I gotta stop you right there though, because as you know, I've been in Virginia for most of my life at this point, but I always rep NYC, New York hip hop. But understand this, man. You use mumble rap, but mumble rap is not indicative. That's not what the South, or rather, that's not all the South is known for.
I know that.
I mean, if you're going to start talking about the South, man, you got to bring up Outkast. But you got to bring up Ludacris.
But
there's a lot of other cats down there that we're talking about. I mean, even Master P and them guys, I mean,
But
they got their own flavor that you got to respect, and some other groups that you probably forgot about, like Nappy Roots.
see, here's
We're
the
coming
thing.
out of
But at the beginning,
Kentucky, I think.
at the beginning of the show, I specifically said the rappers down south, like the old school rappers. I'm not referring to them. I think that's true hip hop. I think it's hip hop. I think Ludacris.
Yeah, but that's fine. But if you're gonna throw it away, if you're gonna just say if you're just gonna come after the new ones, well, guess what? There's a lot of garbage rappers coming out, both East Coast and West Coast at this time.
I agree, but most of
I
it
mean,
I hear
the
is down.
music, you know, the music is crap across the board. Matter of fact, how do we know this? This is probably the first time in hip hop history where you have generations of these kids. They're listening to music from the 2000s, early 2000s, and the 90s.
And what does that tell you?
Across the board.
And what does that tell you?
So, yeah, but you can't target the South and say, okay, this is the origin of mumble rap, which I agree with you is stir fried crap. But everybody's mumbling now because it's popular.
Where did it start at?
Yeah, you're picking a fight.
That's my point. See, that's my point. Like
you picking a fight.
This mumbling stuff
because if you're gonna put mumble rap on the
you
South,
can't honestly say that started up here. Started up in the city, New York, and all that. You can't say no. That stuff,
it didn't. But if you're gonna put mumble rap on the South, then you're gonna need to look at the West Coast and say, well, you know, hip hop was really cool before we started talking about hoes and bitches, and now you look over at gangster rap, and then now the West is the culprit. I think you're cherry picking, bro.
Well, the mumble rap is like, look, I say it's the South. I say it's the South because mostly it's in the South. I'm not saying people in New York don't do it. They adapt into what other people like. I still think it's trash. Whether it's somebody from New York mumbling or somebody from the West Coast or the South, it's trash. But most of it I hear, for most of it that I hear is in the South.
Yeah, but when you look when we talk about the trash dudes now, and I'll throw like 21 Savage, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, Kodiak Black, you know, all these dudes now, and then that other little white girl that was on the 2021 Triple XL, you know, it's like they're from all over the place, and that's the other thing too, is that they're grabbing these rappers from all over the place. You know, they're loosely aligned to regions, but these kids ain't growing up in the cities no more, Dre. They're not coming from Compton. They're not from ATL. They're not from Philly. They're not from New York.
I know that.
They're from way out in the suburbs.
I know that, but you know, see, you don't. Here's the thing: you don't get the messages I get and all this stuff. There's people in ATL that think hip hop. ATL is the mecca of hip hop. Like I'm not lying to you. So this is why I do this. This is why I'm saying all of this. Like they honestly believed, and you old, and you about you almost my age. No, bro, you should be ashamed of yourself saying something like that. The mecca of hip hop.
Yeah, okay, I'll never
ATL?
co-sign on that. You know that.
So it's stuff like that I get all the time. Like I don't know, man. That's just I just, you know, I don't know. All I know is like, and I'm gonna say the mumble rap, because there are some people up north that mumble rap. That doesn't change my mind about that part. But like the mumble rap, I just can't do it, man. Like I DJ.
Well, but you gotta understand that why it's so popular. They made it popular because it's a style that doesn't take a lot of skill. And if you can make something from a producer's point of view, if you can make something popular that doesn't take a lot of skill, well, guess what? You get paid according to your skill level. So XYZ mumbles, you know, you pay him pennies, you know, you make millions off of him. If he decides that he wants some more money, bye-bye XYZ, here comes ABC, he'll mumble, you can package him the same way, and you give ABC pennies, and you make millions off of him. So this is why we have what we have, and most of the rappers aren't distinctive, which is why Kendrick and Cole, you know, they're distinctive.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, and this is why they stand out.
Yeah. I agree. And I mean that all this new school rap stuff, it ain't all of it ain't bad. Like I find myself jamming some of the stuff, but I'm just not big on the mumbling and all of that. I'm not big on rappers who sing like that. Like Ja Rule sings too. Ja Rule, he sings some, but
Okay, it's okay. And see, all right, old man. Now your memory is starting to fade because having the folks singing in hooks and hip hop has been around since what the late '80s.
I'm not talking about
Douglas
that part.
Ruggers Bunch.
You misunderstanding me. I'm not talking about SWV, the first time SWV and Wu-Tang did that song. I think that was the first one. I'm not talking about that type of singing. I'm talking about, don't get me wrong, I love Drake. The brother can rap. To me, he can rap. But when he starts singing,
when he's not stealing lyrics, you mean? But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like that type of singing. Rappers singing, not so much them getting R&B artists on their tracks. That's fine. That's been going on for a while. I remember the first track, like I said, the first track that came out that I heard was SWV Anything, and they had Wu-Tang on there, and everybody was like, "What? Wu-Tang on that? What?" Just like vodka and milk, like just don't mix. But it started a trend. You know what I'm saying? It started a trend. So, and it's been going like that since. But I just don't like when Drake be like, I'm just saying Drake in particular. I think he's a good rapper. But singing, like Drake sings, like I can't. I don't want to entertain.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're basically saying is to make up for lack of a rhyming, lack of talent.
But he can.
But like
rap,
I said,
though.
he steals his bars anyway, and this is an open secret that everybody's known for a long time.
Why do you say that, man?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you probably don't know the story, but I'll give you two examples. So, he started, battle rap has been around, got heavy around 2012, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he had a rap league up in Canada, right? And he would come down here, he would do some shows.
Hold up. So excuse me for a second. I'm gonna put you on your own right now. I just want to hold up just for a second. Let me test something out here.
Uh-oh.
Just give me 1 second, and I'm gonna put you on here. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put you back on here. Give me a second.
Okay.
My peoples was locked out. I had to go let them in. My bad. So go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, but just real quick. So he had a rap league up in Canada. I forgot the name of it, and he would basically put the money up for dudes to battle. But then people start to realize now these are battle rappers. These dudes don't have contracts. You ain't gonna hear them on the radio, but you are gonna hear them if you tune in. And he would actually steal bars from these battle rappers that were competing in his in his league. And then if you go on YouTube, there's actually a YouTube video where somebody actually sat down and had a good 8 or 9 videos where he showed the original rapper's video and the bar, and then you hear Drake use the same bar and of course the popular song. You mean the Drake song, you don't know the original rapper.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that, man.
Yeah.
You schooling me, brother.
But,
my memory's great, though. I'm telling you. I know you don't believe me.
I'm messing with you.
My memory,
good.
No, my memory is great. I think.
All right, back on topic.
All right, look, man. I just wanted to talk about that, man. Like I said, it's gonna be a short show. I'm about to be up out of here, man. I think I was unprepared for this show. I really was, because it was a last minute thing. But I just wanted to, come on here and talk about this. I think this needs to be, I do think it needs to be talked about in another show. But we'll see, man. Anything you want to say before I get up out of here, man?
Nah, man. Just want to say we definitely need to do a political show. There's a lot going on in world politics and in many states. First Tuesday in November here in Virginia, they're voting for governor, as well as several state seats.
This is going. Yeah, that's
So
scary.
wherever you are, you're listening to this. If your state is voting in the first week of November, please read up on your candidates. Find out what they're saying. Don't do your research from a variety of places and not just YouTube and Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And get out and vote.
Yep. Good, smart words. Smart words. So yeah, and just know the changes that they've made. Some states made changes to voting, so it may not be the same. So just make sure you look up that too. Do your research on that so you don't get denied at the poll. So. But everybody else, Dave, stay on, man. Everybody else, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, man. And, be safe and love you all. Peace. I'm out.
Thank you for watching the Speak Now Hold Your Peace live broadcast. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and join us on the Speak Now Hold Your Peace Facebook group.